Hello, traders. It's Melissa from Price Plan Profit, and it's that time of the week again where I am going to review a trade that I nailed and one that didn't work out. But more importantly, I want to help you understand what I did right, what went wrong, and how I can improve for the next trade. So let's get started. First, I'll talk about the trade that I nailed. On TSLL, I use this leveraged ETF to trade Tesla. And back here, as Tesla pulled back into a demand zone, I started a position on TSLL buying the $10 calls. Now, I was only able to get half allocation on this trade as price never came down to where I was going to add to full allocation. And of course, it never came down to my stop. So I had $1.25 of risk on this trade, about $1.25 of reward at the first target. And then at the second target, I had about $2.25 of reward. And of course, if it had made it to the final target, I was looking for $4 to $5 reward. Now, I did not stay in the trade to final target, and the main reason was because Tesla reports earnings next week, and I did not want the exposure into earnings, so I went ahead and exited on Friday for over 100% profit on this trade. Everything went right in that the demand zone that was previously tested back here, buyers definitely stepped in there. I was able to get my trim and then exit just above my second target. So that trade went really good for over 100% profits. Now I want to talk about the losing trade. I believe that it is valuable to review losing trades every bit as much as it's valuable to review winning trades. It's actually probably more valuable to review those losers because I often find things that I will do differently next time. The trade that I lost on this week was off of IBM. IBM had a big, nice rally here. I measured Fibonacci from where this rally began up to the new all time high that was created at 296.33. You know, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I like to buy at the 50 and the 618, what I call the golden pocket. Now, I did that on this trade. First on July the 10th is where I started the trade. And then on July 11th, I added to the trade as I had planned. But notice that price dropped below the golden pocket. The trade did not work. I was stopped out of the trade, right? So, more on the key takeaways on the next slide. Let's go over that. I'll first talk about the key takeaways from the Tesla win. Tesla continues to be stuck trading in a tight range, but pullbacks to demand are buyable. I need to be patient in my winning trades, but exit at levels. Then I can scout for new entries. And the example of the TSLL was exiting at levels, but also exiting due to time with Tesla reporting earnings next week. The key takeaways from my losing trade are this: golden pocket dip buys don't always work. Of course, any strategy that you trade, you're not going to have a 100% win rate. I am very, very aware of that. But what can I do differently next time? I plan to buy more time first and foremost. On this trade, I only bought a week to expiration. That wasn't enough time, especially considering that July 18th was the monthly expiration. And it just, profits were taken on IBM and it really just chopped around below that golden pocket. And then once at the end of the day on OPX day, that's when price began to rally. So buying more time is one thing I could do different next time. Also, if I go back to that chart, sorry, the IBM chart here, notice that I had a demand zone right below this golden pocket here. It was a fresh demand zone in that the inside and up candle formation price had not come back to test it. You can see when price came back to test this demand, that is where we got the rally Thursday into Friday. So, my takeaway here is that if I have a demand zone close to that golden pocket, then I plan to use only half of my allocation in the golden pocket and save the other half of the allocation to buy the dip in demand. So in this trade, I would have used half of my allocation in this zone. If the zone had worked, that would have been fine. At least I would have had some skin in the game. But I next time will save the other half of the allocation for the demand zone and buy extra time. So, and all of that leads me to this. If you found what these trade reviews valuable, then please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you will get updated as new videos are released. And if you don't know how to make a trade plan before you get in a trade, I encourage you to check out the video that I made explaining how I build simple trade plans based on price action. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.